2,000 years ago, Jesus Christ had a term for it. When you give people incredible information and like pigs running around in the mud, they just trample over it. Pearls before swine. You throw $100,000 string of black pearls out in front of a stampeding herd of wild hogs. They're going to stampede over those pearls or diamonds or rubies or gold or platinum. I hope the information we're about to cover isn't trampled in the mud. I hope every single listener of this important radio transmission, Sunday, November 22nd, 2009, takes notes, gets upset about this information, emails it to their entire email list, calls talk radio, writes letters to the editor. I hope you go tonight while your neighbors are watching NFL football and bang on their door and say, look at this AP article. Look at this Washington Post article. Look at this Reuters article. Look at this BBC article, and explain to them what's happening. That's the way a real American, or anybody else for that matter worldwide, that loves truth and loves freedom would respond. What am I talking about? No, I'm not talking about the health care bill that's passed the House. Now it's passed out of committee, going to go to full debate in the next few weeks. They're probably going to pass it, socialize our health care, take over our lives, take more money out of our paychecks, give you $250,000 fines and 5 years in jail if you don't get the insurance. That's bad enough, and we're going to be discussing it. No, I'm not talking about the secret world treaty that Obama declared national security on that is now on BBC and Boing Boing and other places. Finally, it was leaked by hackers, yet again, doing a great job. It's been leaked, and the White House confirms it's a national security violation. They're trying to hunt down who leaked it. A total takeover of the Internet, taxes on the Internet, shutting down the web as we know. If you ever file share, no judge, no jury, you're banned from ever using the Internet. Everyone is to be issued a ID number to use the Internet so they can track everything you do and turn it off. No, that's not the big news that I hope isn't pearls before swine. All this other just off-the-charts, insane news is not the top story. Now, I'm going to bring out these pearls. I'm going to bring out these diamonds of information, so important to everyone. I am going to bring this out right now live on over 40 AM and FMs. It's over 60 on the weekday show. Over 40 AM and FM stations. #1 show on the Internet streams, according to Shoutcast and other rating services. And I have respect for you listening on WWCR Worldwide Shortwave, listening on satellite. I have respect for all of our millions of listeners right now that you are going to get as upset about this and as focused as I am about the information I am about to give you. And this information is so huge that I almost don't even want to cover it here in the first segment. I mean, not because of hype, but because it necessarily needs to be the finale. We need to build up towards this. We need to explain to people how important this is and give you the backstory, the history of it. But because time is of the essence, I'm going to start getting into this right now. But I'm going to beg listeners. We're also simulcasting on internet television at prisonplanet.tv. For members, take this video file, give it to everyone you know. Call everyone you know. Tell them to tune in. Whether you're listening to us in Chicago or Austin, Texas, or Florida, or San Francisco, I want you to call everyone you know and tell them to tune in right now. If you're listening in Knoxville, Tennessee, if you're listening in Kansas City on the AM and FM, you need to call everyone you know, because every day on this radio show, we bring out incredible bombshell information in legislation, in government documents, in alternative media, in mainstream media, in original research and reports we filed. Think of how many national stories we've broken. But this type of information, Tuesday, Infowars.com and PrisonPlanet.com, from several major hacking services, white hat hackers, good guys, and most hackers are white hat, either that or their teenage kids screwing around who haven't grown up yet. Paul Watson, Kurt Nimmo posted it, and it was unconfirmed. And we said, this is unconfirmed. We can't get a response from these universities, but we're trying to find out if this is true or not. Thousands and thousands and thousands of internal correspondence between the United Nations and the main universities that they use to certify their IPC global warming information, where they say the earth is going to flood, all the major coastal cities are going to be underwater, the polar bears are going to die, the earth is heating, it's unnatural, carbon dioxide is a poison, it's not the sun causing it. And the head professor for the UN, he is the main individual they use for all their data of all these universities they have on their payroll. For 5 years, he's refused to give Dr. Tim Ball, who's in my film Fall of the Republic, and other top climatologists, MIT climatologists, you name it. He has refused to give them his data, saying it's proprietary, though it's being used to set up a tax on your house, your car, coal, everything. Schwarzenegger banning TVs above 40 inches, taxing all the others. I mean, total government control. Thousands of new taxes. One-child policies worldwide being called for. Because humans exhale 5.5 pounds on average a day, depending on your size, of your cardiovascular system, of carbon dioxide. It's what plants breathe. Then they release oxygen that animals, mammals, insects breathe. Now, over 30,000 top scientists countered the 300 scientists that the UN had in the last 2 years, published papers saying it was a fraud, said this is a complete fraud, a takeover of the carbon cycle, listing life and respiration as criminal. This is a fraud. They got fired. They lost their jobs. Over 90% of college and institutional private research is government funded. There has been a purge. They have said it's like Holocaust denial to talk about it or to discuss it. And Al Gore's major university sources have been caught faking buoy data on Arctic and Atlantic and Pacific temperatures, saying it was hotter than it really was. And they always say it's an accident when they get caught. They've been caught hundreds of times putting out fake data. Ladies and gentlemen, the universities that were hacked now admit they've been hacked. It is confirmed. There are criminal investigations of the hackers, which is wonderful because it only certifies this is real. They admit it's real. And the hackers got all the secret documents. How the big fake environmentalists admit it's all a lie, the earth is cooling, carbon dioxide's good for you, and these people knew it the whole time. Now, we already knew they knew. We already knew they were grabbing a hold of industrial society. We already have the UN population reports, 1996 biological diversity assessment, saying it's a way to make humans the enemy, and the Club of Rome, and the Council on Foreign Relations reports. We already have the Maurice Strong, 1992 Rio de Janeiro Earth Summit, the head of the UN climate program, saying this is a way to shut down human industrial capacity so we can control everybody. But the hackers got all the secret documents. It's in AP. It's in Washington Post. But they're reporting it like it's no big deal. Oh, well, they got caught saying hide data. They got caught, and they kind of whitewash it. But the whitewash is completely devastating.